Hello there! The topic for this new IELTS speaking sample video is architecture. So we'll be discussing modern buildings, old structures, landmarks, skyscrapers, public spaces, city skyline, tourism, and smart cities. See if you can catch any other interesting vocabulary related to our topic.
Do you prefer living in an old building or a modern house? Why?
I have to say I love the feeling of like cozy old buildings. The architecture looks always nicer and that historical feeling to it. But modern buildings come often with high tech equipments and you've got your gym, you've got your pool. So I'd rather live in a modern building because it offers more comfort.
Is it important to you to have a garden or some green space in your home?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say having a garden, even though it's maybe the feeling of having fresh air, the scenery, and just the idea of having a space to take care of, because it's important to have that kind of green space in your life.
Have you ever visited a famous building or landmark? Did you find it impressive?
Many of them. The last one I remember I visited in like a couple of months ago. It was the Parliament of the Parliament in Ottawa. And the one that I particularly remember is the Library of the Parliament, which was this beautiful kind of dome with old architecture, and it was on top of the hill. It was very impressive.
What makes a building beautiful or ugly in your opinion? Can you give an example?
Historical buildings, in my opinion, are more beautiful. So I don't like the look of new modern reflective mirrors in a building. I don't think it has much to offer to the look of the city.
Describe a public space in your city that you enjoy visiting. You should say where it is, when you first visited this place, how other people feel about this place, and you should explain why you think this place is so great. Pause here for 1 minute to think and take notes.
The one public place I'd like to talk about is the High Park. It's a very famous park in the city of Toronto, and it's quite accessible. You can go there by the train, and then it's to the west of the city. You can take the streetcar from kind of a very central station. It is a massive park, so you got to walk around if you want to like go to different areas. And the reason I chose this place is because everybody kept talking about it before I actually went there. And the only reason I went there was because my friend was visiting the city and we wanted to go bike around the park. It's beautiful. And the reason it's very famous is like the cherry blossom season is beautiful there. You get like gorgeous, breathtaking views. But also, it's got like a lot of things. It's got a sense of community for people. There is this theater production, so you can go in the summer and watch shows there, usually Shakespearean plays. And there's also like a zoo, I think, like a cafe. It just the fact that there are so many things you can do there. People go for a run, for a bike, for a walk. People go in different seasons. Most often, I would say probably in the spring and summer. But the autumn is beautiful as well, or the fall, as we'd say here. There's a type of activity for anyone. So you could take a friend there. You could go on your own. Maybe take a book if you prefer somewhere quiet to just sit down and read. And yeah, it's beautiful. You definitely should visit it.
Do you think skyscrapers are a positive addition to city skylines?
It's hard to say yes or no to that question because on the one hand, I love the look of the skyscrapers in like especially the lights at night. It looks beautiful, but I also think that they do have a suffocating sense when you have too many of them in the city. So it's so for me.
What role do you think landmarks play in attracting tourism in your country?
A very important role, because if you look at famous cities like Rome, Paris, London, one of the main attractions is the historical buildings around the city. And one of the things sometimes people tell me around, tell me about more modern cities, is that, oh, there's not much to see there because you can't really go sightseeing. So historical buildings, whether you preserve them or you kind of create replicas of them, can give a sense of history to a city, which brings a lot of tourism.
How has the architecture of buildings in your country changed in the last 10 years?
I'd say it's become more modern. You get more skyscrapers in the city, modern looking condos, maybe the green spaces is still there, but it's more limited. So you're getting maybe I'm not 100% sure. I think Toronto has tried to keep some of that green space and the parks and preserve that old look of the city, but overall, definitely more modern, taller buildings around the city.
What factors contribute to a city being considered a great place to live, in your opinion?
Sense of safety, community, comfort. These are the main things. I'd say a city is considered as a great place to live in when there is a lot of amenities and facilities. Is family friendly. There are lots of parks and green spaces, but more importantly is the sense of community, safety, knowing that you can build your family there.
To what extent do you think technology and smart city projects can address urban challenges like traffic and pollution?
You see that in cities like Toronto, there's a movement towards more e-vehicles, pedestrian friendly areas for people. And the idea is that people can take public transport more easily, walk around the city, or at least use e-vehicles, which definitely helps that the element of pollution. And it's also like more bike friendly areas for people to use. So it's a movement towards more environmentally friendly transport, which definitely helps with the pollution. I'm not sure about the other areas of urban challenges, but definitely it would help with pollution and a more healthy environment for people.
Good job! For more vocabulary related to this topic, check out the comment section below and try to add more words if you can. If you want more information about CCS teachers, check out the description below. And for future lessons, subscribe and stay connected. Happy learning, everybody!